Pete Prisco is here to redraft every number one pick since Y2K. We're going to go back starting last season where Bryce Young was the number one pick. I know you didn't like it at the time. You don't like it now, so who would you go with?
You have to go with C.J. Stroud. I mean, after what he did as a rookie, he's better in the NFL than he was at college. You can't take Bryce Young now. You take C.J. Stroud.
All right, 2022, Jaguars took Travon Walker. A lot of people thought they should have taken Aiden Hutchinson at the time.
Hutchinson's a good player, but the best player in that draft is Sauce Gardner from the Jets. He's a corner value position. You take Sauce Gardner.
All right, 2021, Jaguars also have the number one pick. Trevor Lawrence hasn't played up to his potential yet, but are you sticking with him?
You have to take Trevor Lawrence, and I think Trevor Lawrence will live up to it this year. This will be a big year for him.
Micah Parsons was in that draft.
Take the quarterback.
2020, the COVID draft, Joe Burrow.
He's got to stay on the field too, but Joe Burrow is one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
2019, Cardinals took Kyler Murray.
You have to stay with it. I think give him another chance to see where he is healthy.
2018, Baker Mayfield, at least he was a bust for that team. He's played for a bunch of different teams, but he's had a career resurgence.
He's a bust because he's not in Cleveland. From that standpoint, I agree with you. But you should have taken Josh Allen to begin with. You know how I felt about it right from the get-go.
2017 seems easy. It was Myles Garrett, but this was the Patrick Mahomes draft.
Yeah, and Myles Garrett's a great player. He's fought his way to the Hall of Fame, but Patrick Mahomes is legendary and going to be the greatest football player who ever played.
2016, Rams took Jared Goff. Didn't really work out there, but it has worked out for the Lions.
And it worked out there. He went to a Super Bowl with the Rams.
But they traded him because he couldn't. They didn't think he could get him over the top.
Correct, but he's become a really good quarterback for the Lions, and value of the position supersedes the fact that Chris Jones and Tyreek Hill were in that draft.
Okay, the value of the quarterback position. We'll see if it stays here in 2015, where Jameis Winston was the number one pick.
No, it has not. And that, by the way, that was a really bad draft, so I had to look hard to find somebody. Danielle Hunter, who is one of the perennial best pass rushers in the league, now with the Texans, is a guy I would take in that spot.
2014, Texans took Jadeveon Clowney.
Oops.
You got the wrong defensive lineman in that draft.
Aaron Donald would be the pick. Aaron Donald's going to the Hall of Fame. He might be the best defensive player who ever played and didn't go first overall. It's crazy.
Didn't even go in the top 10.
Nope.
Went 13th overall. 2013, the Chiefs took offensive tackle Eric Fisher.
It's one of the worst drafts in history of the NFL. The best guy would be Lane Johnson, who's the best right tackle in the NFL for a long time, might be on his way to the Hall of Fame.
2012, Colts took Andrew Luck. Didn't play very long, but was really good when he did.
You would still take Andrew Luck.
2011, Panthers took Cam Newton. MVP, took him to the Super Bowl.
And you would still take Cam Newton. Again, quarterback is the value position. If you can get one, you take one.
2010, Sam Bradford was number one. Made a lot of money, but didn't win.
No, he did not win. Best player in that draft, and the guy you would take would be Trent Williams.
Some of these guys aren't playing anymore, but you go all the way back to 2009, and it's Matt Stafford.
And you would still take Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, for a long time in Detroit, was the most underappreciated quarterback in the league. Goes to the Rams, win a Super Bowl, and now people appreciate him.
2008, the Dolphins took offensive tackle Jake Long.
That was an easy pick. They should have taken Matt Ryan. You have a chance to get a quarterback like Matt Ryan, you get him. Atlanta obviously did. He won an MVP.
2007, this is one of the worst number one picks of all time, one of the biggest busts of all time, Jamarcus Russell to the Raiders.
Yeah, and that was actually a really good draft, but I picked Darrelle Revis as the guy. I think Revis, when you look at him and what he can do, shut down cover corner, Revis Island. I mean, there aren't so
even
many.
over Megatron
And Joe Thomas.
2006, Texans took Mario Williams.
Bad draft. I would still take Mario Williams.
Only one Hall of Famer so far from that draft class. You know who it was?
Hester.
Devin Hester.
Yep.
2005, where the 49ers took Alex Smith. That was when Aaron Rodgers was waiting around for a while.
Yeah, that was look, Alex Smith was a decent quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. They should have taken Aaron Rodgers.
And Rodgers still playing this season. 2004, Chargers took Eli Manning.
You didn't play for him,
No.
but you'd still take him. It ended up working out for both teams. They traded him to the Giants. They ended up with Phillip Rivers. It worked for both teams. You still take Eli Manning.
All right, 2003, Bengals took Carson Palmer. That was Troy Polamalu was in this draft.
I don't care. You take the quarterback.
2002, Texans had the first pick. They took David Carr.
Looked like he was going to be a star. Didn't work out there for a lot of reasons. One of them being the offensive line was terrible. Julius Peppers went number 2. The guy's going to the Hall of Fame. Julius Peppers should have been a pick.
Ed Reed.
Julius Peppers.
2001, Michael Vick.
I would still take Michael Vick. I think they would still take Michael Vick. Michael Vick brought energy to that organization. He also had them winning playoff games. It was a good draft. There were a lot of guys in that draft. Tomlinson, Richard Seymour, Steve Hutchinson.
Y2K. Courtney Brown was the number one pick of the Browns. Tom Brady was in this draft.
You take Tom Brady.